Always looking back, little child. Remember your past.
There were so many stories, and it was trying to find what is the story that we could tell, specifically some of the major milestones and historical milestones that have occurred at Yarrabah since it was established in the late 1800s as a mission. So reading through or hearing those stories, we developed this fictitious family, and because we're working with some core professionals but also working with the majority of the cast as community people, we really looked at how we could make them feel comfortable on stage. So one of the processes was developing the story that's told through the great-granddaughter receiving this bundle of letters from her grandfather, and so through the letters we're able to tell the story.
At the start, it was a bit auspicious, you know, people were like, hey, who are these fellas and what they up to? An opera, you know, when blackfellas hear opera, they think, you know, some of them are Italian singers and stuff like that, but putting that blackfella spin on it, and for Mob to have ownership of this, is fantastic, you know, and the Mob here, you know, you can see it, just with all the brothers pitch up yesterday, just having a diary, having a look, you know, it's like, oh, that's deadly, you know. People are actually it's starting to create a bit of a buzz around town. And not just here in Yarrabah, in Cairns too, you know?
Oh, Yarrabah blue. Oh, I love Yarrabah.
I would hope that this would bring about a change of the mindset, in that kids will see that they're dancing, they're singing, whatever creative ability they have can lead to bigger things. They can actually have a career out of it. And I think, and especially with the kids up there, that's part of the show, I think it's important for them to understand that this is something that they can have long-term goals on. And also that it, not just, you know, job-wise and stuff, but also it does something for their spirit, for their emotion, builds their confidence, and it's been good for them.
I think Opera Australia is a great vehicle to be behind something like this, a community project like this, and I think it's also a good learning curve for such a large organisation working in community. And I think the largest mind shift that needs to happen, particularly for people working outside of a community or who haven't had much interaction with community, is that it's about how the community is represented and how much input and interaction there is with the community for the project.
With the community cast, there's a number of characters like the young great-granddaughter, the daughter and so forth of this old grandfather. So that particular family unit are community members, and we then have looked at a whole series of community people being involved, from youth, 18 and up, who are involved in things like a hip-hop crew movement, the various dance movements, gel the various scenes together. And it's a great way of community having ownership and great inclusiveness in this show, which of course is many of their grandmothers' or grandfathers' stories.
I think for everyone who's from Opera Australia and from the people that we've engaged to be part of this project, who don't normally work with Opera Australia, to be part of this community, to be part of the telling of this story has been a tremendously moving experience. And I think by being able to gain that knowledge of this place, a knowledge that we're privileged to have, that's been made available to us by this community, is a special thing. And I think everyone who's been connected to it really treasures that.
I've learnt so much, I can't really pinpoint what I can take away, but the whole experience will definitely continue on with me throughout my life. It's amazing to learn the stories of, you know, their culture and their ways, and I think it's great to get the kids involved, and they may not know about that past and that history, so it's a great way for them to learn as well as be able to be in it and perform in it and talk about it for years to come.
As a Bundjalung woman, this is not my country, and to be welcomed into this community, and particularly by the aunties and uncles, but indeed the kids at the school, and there's so much excitement about this, it's a real honour, and you actually feel quite humbled that, one, we're having this opportunity with Opera Australia, which is quite important for the community to know and develop relationships outside their community. But it really makes us feel that we are carrying a very important history here. We're telling a story that we hope the community will be proud of. It is a community story with warts and all. Things are never perfect, but I hope when the community leaves this production, they will see and be so empowered by the resilience, the generosity of spirit, and the tenacity of the generations that have lived here, and this community continues. I hope we do that justice, and it's a big ask.
The concept can be taken into any Aboriginal community around Australia. You tweak it to make it, culturally appropriate for that particular community, but using this as that platform is going to do wonders for the growth, the long-term sustainability of putting programs in Aboriginal communities, both urban, rural and remote, can relate to it and tell their story through music.